Right then, Nick. We got acquainted before at Royal Belfast. Do I still have to call you sir?
Definitely.
Yes, sir.
That's what the Queen said.
Okay.
It's not me, it's Her Majesty.
So we're here at the British Masters, the Belfry. What do you think of the place?
It's great. I mean,
Yeah.
it's got history here. I was here 40 years ago for the Ryder Cup.
How'd you do?
That's why we're all here to celebrate.
Did you perform though?
I didn't perform, no, thank you very much. I had a rotten time, yeah.
Oh, why is that then?
I just started my swing change 40 years
No
ago.
excuses, please. No excuses. I'm only joking.
Yeah, it was,
I'm
a,
only
it, was a
joking. I'm only
serious,
joking.
it was a serious time in my career, yes.
So, with the current state of golf now, with technology and everything, where do you think golf is actually going?
Where's it going?
Yeah.
No, well, we've had a big change in equipment for really at least 25 years.
Yeah.
You know, the metal head, the shaft, the golf ball. It's a completely different game from my era. They literally hit it 100 yards further with their driver than we did. You know, a really good drive in my day was 250, 260. Maybe a couple of guys, big guys could get it 70, 80.
Yeah.
As you know, guys get it 320 to 340 through the air now.
Yeah.
So it's a completely different. Considering we're playing very much, in some cases, very similar golf courses. Obviously, we were hitting, driving.
Yeah.
In my era, driving 1, 2, and 3 and 4 irons into par fours was kind of the norm, to be honest. Now they've really just seriously cut that down to size.
So would you say then that the golfers in your time were more skilled because you didn't have the distance that you have now?
We had many people. No, I'm sure the persimmon driver and the Balata golf ball. So that's a chunk of wood and a bit of rubber. And if you miss, it's more of the miss hits. If you miss hit it, the thing went like this.
Yeah.
And factually we lost 25 yards. Okay, because they've tested it now. So that's why we had to swing slow and smooth. You were far better off, kind of playing the conservative game. The priority was hit it sweet and hope you get it 250, 260, rather than go for it, miss hitting it, and it's going 230 in the rough. It was almost guaranteed. So that made a big difference to strategy and what have you. So and then the irons, the sweet spot on the size of the irons was a lot smaller than now because everything is computer CAD design now. The science, you can miss hit. I love it. I'm on my TrackMan and you can see you've missed hit one by like 11, 12 millimeters, and you go, well, that felt a bit off. Didn't feel bad. Yeah. And you've only lost 3 or 4 yards. Yeah. My day, if you hit that far off line, boy, your fingers would be stinging. Just completely different game.
So do you think the way they set up courses now as well benefit the players a bit more, the way with all the technology and whatnot?
It's a different mentality as well. They got guys who come up with stats, would you believe, and say, well, you should be driving it on this hole where we would have laid back. They say, no, knock it down there, and whether you're in the rough or not, you're playing a percentage game. So it's a very different, and they have so much more stats and research. It's amazing. Well, we didn't have anything. Obviously, we were pre any of this research in a way. You did your own. Well, my only stat was my 15-foot circle. How many times did I hit it in a 15-foot circle? Maybe, I'm sure it went to 18. 5 paces or 6 paces. But that to me was my priority. If I could do that a dozen times in a round, I'm going to have a pretty darn good day.
I mean, we spoke about it up here just now, but I look back at golf and I say to myself, there's a lot more, I don't want to say interesting people, but characters, people with aura.
We were recognisable as well. I mean, these guys now, they've all got a beard, haven't they? All got a hat, sunglasses. Haven't got
no hair.
No, some. But from my age, Sevy's look, Greg had a style. Me, you could recognise me thanks to my caddy, Fanny Sunison, with a pineapple hairdo, from 200 yards away. Many crumbs. Monty, you could recognise Monty from a mile away. So you meant to laugh at that. Jeepers.
It's a tough group.
Who else? Also, well, the obvious names. I was still on the end of Jack, Watson, Trevino was still playing. Gary, I guess Gary a little bit. So I would say we were more, and we had our own style. Everybody had their own style, sweaters and that sort of thing. Guys now obviously are with brands. You all have to look like, with your and he does, and what have. Does Obi, because you used to hit out of bounds all the time?
Well, that's what the pod show's called, Out of Bounds.
Yeah, is it? Out of bounds.
Shows how much he knows about us. Okay, but I mean, I look at Tiger Woods, for example. Tiger Woods is actually why I started taking notice of golf. And obviously he elevated the sport and made it what it is today, so to speak, as in involvement. But we spoke about it again off air when you were saying that everyone just turned up for Tiger. What do you think about him? Who's going to be the next Tiger? Can Scotty Scheffler fill those shoes maybe?
But we were saying, Scott is fantastic, but doesn't really have the character what Tiger did. Tiger was very clever. Whether it was intention, I think it was intentional. The fact he arrived on tour and said, I need security. And so he had 6 people with him all the time.
Yeah.
He had 6 guys, all in shirts and what have. And so it was like, get out of my way, look at me. And so he created that aura and what have you. When he used to walk on the range, and you could feel it. You really could. I mean, everybody's head would turn and look at him. Yeah. How was he practicing? What is he doing? Obviously, what's he doing on the golf course? So if that was calculated, very clever, because it made him like, I'm different. I'm way above any of you guys.
He had that invincibility as well, didn't he?
Well, yeah. He had, but he obviously had and it's a different era as well with the media attention to have literally a camera on your face all the time is hard work.
Do you think that when he took the lead in tournaments, do you think that people just knew that they was beaten?
Well, his stats just showed it.
Yeah.
I mean, he led 14 of those majors and won 14.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
And he had another crazy stat. So he's won like 82 tournaments, isn't it? And I think something like 72 of them, he had the lead after 3 rounds and wins and converts. So once anybody, and the other thing I always thought was amazing, how he could win a tournament, take literally 3 weeks off, and come back and shoot 63 day one. And you're like, wow, how do you go away and switch off?
And then just come back and hit it
and to come back with that intensity and off you go again. And again, if he wasn't leading after day one, I guarantee before the 9th green on day 2, he was leading.
He's there again, yeah.
It was like, get me in front. Everybody was like, oh boy, here he is.
And even those people that were leading, maybe even on a Saturday and Sunday, it's like you have to look back over your shoulder because you knew he was coming.
Yeah, you knew he was coming. As soon as you see his name on the leaderboard, you're like, wow, how do I get past him? Because, he's going to go forwards, so how do you get in front of him? So he was an astonishing goal. He held more putts on that 18th green, didn't he, than anybody else to win or tie or whatever, which was, he loved all that, obviously.
Did you have like a nemesis when you was playing where you thought, I wouldn't say a bogey player, in football we say bogey team, but if someone was around you, you always felt like he's going to push me to my limits today?
Well, Seve was always hard work to play with. There was always a lot going on with Seve.
Yeah.
Greg a little bit, the same sort of thing, but not too many guys, but Seve was more the one which was, he took centre stage right in front of you.
Another character again.
Yeah, so you had to kind of either just tag along and hope you could sneak past him, but he was tough to beat.
So I understand you've taken order of your fleet of Husqvarnas to that massive piece of land in Montana.
I have my 2 Faldos.
How long did it take to actually cut that piece of land? I've seen the pictures.
No. We, to round the house, around the house, I think we've only got about half an acre of grass at the moment. And until I build my golf hole, I'll probably get another half an acre.
Par 5?
Par 4. I'm going to get a nice par 4 down the side of the house. But then luckily I've got a ride on as well now. And I cut my doggies, because I'm a lovely daddy, I cut my doggies a path around all our fields.
Love doggies.
And I wore myself out doing that one. It was fun. But just to create the dogs, so they got a lovely path around all the field. Because we got a little one. We got a Lollipop, who's only this big, little Jack. And so her legs, Tuxer and Lollipop's legs are only this long. So when the grass is like, so for a while in Montana, we had the most ridiculous year. Last year the grass was this long, honest, and this year the grass was this long. So I'm poor things, running in the grass. I was sending Sam some pictures of them running through the grass, which is up here for them. So finally I managed to get that down and cut them apart. So I've been having fun.
Okay, nice. So listen, for anyone that loves football here,
therapeutic to sit on your.
Nick doesn't like football. Obviously, I played football. Nick doesn't like football. He said he can't see the point of
It's all
kicking
like
the ball
kicking
around
like
and getting
about.
it forward, right?
Midfield, backwards and forwards. Called they kick about. Lovely game the other day. What Chelsea thing about 0-0, wasn't that great?
Yeah, it was a boring one. It was a boring
game,
one.
0-0.
But I went away feeling a bit like, he's just insulted my sport. So my question to you is, why is it that golfers just don't go from A to B to the green? Why do they? I need to draw it into greens. I need to draw it into fairway. I need to do this.
Finesse.
Why not? Yeah, but why?
Finesse.
Why not just get from A to B quickly?
You can't go in a straight line. You can't hit it straight. It's impossible.
Why?
You can't, because it's a round ball and a thing. That thing's got 360 degrees, and you can't. I mean really straight. Straight in my day was a yard left or right, right? Maybe 2. But we used to shape the ball because you've got the wind coming here. So we shape it and we steer it towards the wind, and that makes it look like we hit it straight. And that's how we work the golf ball, you see. You guys haven't even worked out how to spin a football yet, have you?
It's true. He said to me, I don't look like a football player. He said to me, you're not a footballer, are you?
This is true. They've now got TrackMan. TrackMan is now going into soccer to help them kick a ball. On it. That's as true as I see it. Because they can't work out. If you kick it like that, the thing will slice. They're like,
But you've got to bend things in corners, haven't you? That's what you've got to do.
Yeah, but you don't know how to do it, do you? I mean, God.
There's a lot of players on this tour that don't know how to do it, let me tell you.
Yeah, but the good ones do.
Ah, okay. So is there a lot more bad ones and good ones?
Yeah, there's struggling, not so struggling, getting better, useful, talented, and then very good.
Is there any player you look at today and you say, he's got a similar game to me when I was in my peak?
Well, I was doing a press this week, and they were trying to me against Scotty Scheffler back in my day. You know, if we played a match play, and I would say, yeah, we were. If he played my equipment, we would be back. Distance for distance. Take that out. But I was very good, as I was describing it, getting it in the right area on the green, right angles. He does the same sort of thing. So, yeah, and pretty good short game. We both have very good short games. So yeah, I was pretty similar. I'd actually credit him more, which I did. His mental strength is amazing. How he can just hit a shot, deal with it, move on. Wow, I mean that is the ultimate.
Do you think that's because the level of golfer now, there isn't as many, like in your day, like for example, you got loads of top golfers all competing there. Do you think there's less better golfers now, or top golfers?
We had more better names, didn't we, in our era? Yeah. We were definitely a better era, weren't we?
I'm going to say actually.
Yeah,
I'm going to say I like that. I mean, I've only just taken up the sport recently, like I said with Tiger, but I like the old game where I look at you guys and I say you're purists.
Yeah, we played. We didn't have. Yeah, there was a different. It was a different style now. I mean, the style now is smash it as far as you can, but we had to finesse it, work it around. There was definitely more shot making, as we would call it. So. Better era, better looking.
Have you seen any young players? I like that. We'll definitely ask your wife to attest to that, wherever she is. But do you see any young golfers coming up where you can say he's got a very good chance of getting to the top? Or is it, because in football you can say that, but in golf is it like that?
Yeah, it's a lot easier, because obviously if you can kick it forward in football, you've got half a chance. But in our game, in golf, there's a real X factor. There's how do they deal with adversity and all that sort of thing. There's so many different departments in golf, isn't there? You've got to be really good. And and I was trying to help young golfers in. You're only as good as your weakness. Yeah. And if you can get your weakness up and up and up, i.e., if you graded everything out of 10, if you drive the ball, you've got to be at least an 8 in literally everything. Yeah. But if you're selling your bunker play or your putting, it's down at 5s and 6s, that's going to get highlighted every blooming week. So if you can get all of that, and that's made me realise, back in my day, I thought to myself, when you get really good, you like, do I have a weakness? You know, you almost can say to yourself, well, no, I'm that confident with every part of my game. And that's a lovely way to go out and play golf, because you know that you can handle everything. Yeah. If the day goes off, you can scramble your way, hold the right putt at the right time. Yeah. So you've got to have that ability to, you can't fear anything. As soon as you fear something, guess what? It gets highlighted and boom.
So would you say that, again, we're talking about, you know, the past and the present, but would you say that back in the day as well that you're more mentally tough? Because we hear a lot of things now about mental toughness
it's interesting.
And the problems that you have off the field and on the field. I look at golfers sometimes and you see some players that are unbelievable and all of a sudden they just drop off a cliff.
Yeah.
Is that the mental, I don't want to say weaknesses, but...
Well, yeah, well, it was very simple. To be honest, they suddenly came up with, you know, mental health, mental strength, and that sort of thing. And you know, they start applying it to golf, and they would throw in things like, oh, you know, we have to play a month in a row, and it's really difficult. And I'm like, whoa, hang on a minute, guys. You know, our game is physical, technical, your swing, and mental strength, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's always been there. And then take it away from our sport, and you start. There was some players, and I, you know, I was doing my TV commentary, going, wow, this suddenly came in, this mental health, mental strength thing. And I have to say, I've made friends with a few racing drivers and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Derek Bell, who won Le Mans 5 times. Okay, chatting to him, and his idol was Jack Brabham, okay? So he went off to Hockenheim for a race and to meet Jack Brabham. He met him that night for dinner, and the next day he killed himself, okay? And he said, I then had to go and drive the race in my heat, right?
No, and he just died.
And you remember the Schumacher?
Yeah.
He was right behind Senna when Senna hit the wall, right? And Schumacher then went to the next race, which was Silverstone, and he said, I went down the first corner and went, well, don't crash, don't kill yourself, don't crash, don't kill yourself. He said, I went around the track and there was 7 or places where I thought I could kill myself.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with that?
I mean, that's
Talk
crazy,
about for that for
that's
mental
what I mean.
strength.
You've got thinking about death before you enter a
Well,
race.
you know, and you think a golfer suddenly get a little bit, I don't like this downhill 4-footer. So, you know, mental strength is part of sport, very much part of sport. I mean, Jack Hogan was famous for his strength. Jack, Tiger. I was pretty darn good at, you know, at the right time. Chef. So it is part of it. It's part of sport, mental strength.
Yeah.
You know, you can't suddenly stop.
You can't train it, teach it as well, can you? That's the thing about mental strength.
Yes and no.
Yeah.
But you're right. You have to have a certain element of grit inside you.
Did players have psychology coaches now? Because I hear about that a lot.
Yeah. Yes, you do. I mean, back in my day,
that's what I'm talking
we didn't. No, you couldn't. Because if you said I needed a sports coach, they went, oh, he's
weak.
Weak, exactly. Good. I had, way back, I was recommended, I went to an acting coach.
Yeah.
Because it's the same as stage. He said, well, it's the same as stage fright. And we did a couple of things which were absolutely brilliant. They really were. Really brilliant. Because which you can still use to today. Anybody, you know, you used to say, so when you look down that hole, what do you fear? And I said, well, that bunker left. You know, I don't like that bunker left. He says, right, go down there in your mind, and where would you hit your bunker shot? I said, well, I'd hit it to 2 feet. He said, so do you now fear the bunker? No. I said, no. Yeah. He said, so he would then say thank you. Very cool thing. Say, well, when you look down, I said, well, thank you for reminding me of that, and thank you for reminding me, but I'm going to go there. And it's the same when you get on the side of a road. That was his analogy. You say, well, thank you for not stepping in front of that bus. Yeah. It's the same thing, right? Isn't it? If you can fear it, if you look at a bus, you'd fear it, but... Yeah. So I used that my whole career. Yeah. And another one which was very cool was he said, I was looking at a wedge shot, and he said, he said, what's a 10? What's a 10 out of 10? I said, 3 feet from the hole. Right? He says, well, hit me a 10. Hit me a 10. So I just stood there. So obviously I'm thinking, well, 10, I've got to feel good to hit it 3 feet from the hole. And it was a joke. I hit 20 balls and I literally hit a dozen of them like this. Very cool, very cool. And I used that a lot in my career. When you fear something, you go, well, to get away with words like good, bad, or terrible, or
Yeah.
lousy, you go, so what's a 10? And well, if I can hit a 3-iron 15 feet right, that's a 10. We'll hit a 10 then.
Yeah.
See? Very interesting how it, it just changes you and gets you focused. So I did that a lot.
Way of thinking. That's great. So now you're designing courses as well. In your eyes, what do you look at when designing a course? What makes a great course? What makes a boring course?
Well, the land is huge help. The most enjoyable is when I say there's a golf course out there, I've got to find it, or golf hole. There's 18 holes out there.
Yeah.
Can I find it? That's really fun for us because we literally walk the land and go right. Obviously, they've said clubhouse is here, so we go. Oh, that's a really great direction to go for the first, and boom, there's a hole. Now architects have got topos, with contours, and they already know, well, there's a great place for a green. It's here because it sits wherever, You go and have a look at it and go, oh, we like that. And then you kind of turn and go, oh, that'll be a nice direction to get. So you can either do it like that. A lot of work, as I said, a lot of work's done by the architect because they've got boundaries.
And you work in unison with the architect as well.
Yeah, I'm the eyes.
Yeah.
He's obviously, so I come up with the theme and the style and that sort of thing. The scale of the project as well, which is fun because obviously you're in the trees and everything is like this, or we go to somewhere and there's tons of room. So you have a bigger landscape. You do bigger bunkers or little bunkers, all sorts of, you try to.
And do you have to cater for amateurs as well?
Yeah, well, the whole point is we have lots of tees, but it's nice, and we've got, as I said, when you've got guys hitting it, blooming, the worst thing I keep telling my architects, no, cause we always have a turning point. We think the drive, and we went from 280, hitting it 300 now, move it, hitting it 320 now.
Move it again.
So now we're like, no, how do we? So now we're running out of distance. So well, what do we do? So we've got to learn to make holes where if they want to have a go with the driver, let's make it tough for them, but maybe we give them other options and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So,
what's your favourite one you've done so far of yourself?
Well, I've got a couple of nice ones a long way away in Vietnam.
Yeah.
And I got a very cool project up at Yellowstone, up in Montana. We're going to do a par 3 project. We're going to do 2 9s at par 3. We're going to have a 6-hole kiddie course. This all humps and bumps in the woods, up with the view. So that could be cool. We've got other projects. We're actually pursuing. So I'm really pursuing 12 holes now. Yeah, because because time, probably number one for everybody.
Is that 2 hours?
People if they want to disappear for 6 hours, the missus is not going to be happy, is she? So time is important. Yeah. But then obviously 12 holes is a third less, so there's land, water, maintenance, blah blah blah, everything.
Sure, yeah.
So it's going to be a very. I think it's going to be, and it's history. The Open started with 12 holes at Musselburgh.
So do you think that's where the game is going?
Nobody I've spoken to has gone and hate it. They go, oh, that makes sense now.
Is that good for TV as well then?
Well, no. One day I blurted out a state. I reckon within 5 years or something like 5-7 years, we will play a 12-hole tournament, a proper 12-hole tournament. Well, why not? We've got great history. As I said, the Open started at Musselburgh at 12 holes. And if we wanted to go twice in a day and get to 24, it's far easier than trying to do 36.
That's true.
You could do 12, all stop for lunch.
Yeah.
And do another 12.
Yeah, that's true.
So all sorts of ideas.
Do you think
like
you'll play more tournaments as well then?
You never know. Yeah. Well, it could be different, a different style. And then the other, and then we're pushing pay and play as well, because that's coming alive again in a way. Golf is so popular, and I've got maybe a couple of projects where it will be pay and play. So we're calling it open fairways.
I like that. Yeah, I like that. That's good.
I
I like that actually. So what do you think of these content creator tours? Do you think that's good for golf?
The who?
The content creator tours that they're doing in the States now. Do you think that's good for golf?
The content creator tours? I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, they're like someone
what are
like
these?
someone like myself playing in like a tour events.
You mean you're
just to grow the game, to help the game grow.
You're content golfers.
Yeah.
You mean?
Yeah.
But is your golf any good? Only if your golf's good.
Not as good as yours. I would say it's pretty good.
Well,
in terms of the 1%, let's say.
Would you watch him play golf or pro golf?
No. It's a tough crowd, isn't it? It's a tough crowd. It's a tough crowd.
No, you wouldn't. No.
I've got charisma.
Watching amateur golf is really boring, isn't it, on TV? Because
So would you say it's good then for golf? Because if you've got just characters that go out there and they're never going to be as good as someone like yourself, but ultimately it's good for TV.
It depends who you. See, you social influencers.
I don't even like being called that, to be honest.
So what's your audience? What's your demographics of your audience? How many golfers have you got following you? Or are they all footballers?
I reckon I've got a good balance, to be honest. Or not a balance, I'm more football, obviously, because I played for longer, but now I think I've got a decent following. But I think golf and football kind of go hand in hand. How many of you guys watch football that play golf? Yes. Most people would, right? Yeah. Yeah, so like, I think, exactly. So I feel like
you're kind of 50-50?
No, I'm not 50-50, I say I'm 70-30.
So you got 70 people watching you through football and 30 people watch your... So you've only got 100 people watching you.
No, I've got 500,000 people watching me.
Really? Yeah. It's quite big. All right.
What do you think about the new ball situation? Is it rollback?
No, I don't
where
like
it's going to be different.
No, I'm really pro trying to bring back the skill. Yeah. Because that was my time, and I would love them to do some. It won't. And the rollback costs serious money to these companies. Yeah. Serious money. You've got to retool a golf ball, and how do you mark it? This golf ball now goes, 20% shorter.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
thanks.
then they've got the clubs as well. You're going to have to deal with.
Well, yes and no, but I would love them to do. I'd love them to simply look at the size of the tee peg.
True, yeah.
Well, because they tee it up like this and launch it. So if you only gave them 7/8 of an inch, well, it's going to be down low, which means. And then what we could even say, nothing less than 10 degrees on the driver, right? And then you go to 56 at the other end. We were 56 in our wedges. We didn't have 60s and 62s. Yeah. So if you stop, that doesn't cost a penny. That's just rules in a book, isn't it? Yeah. It doesn't cost a penny to change that. Yeah. And sure, they would develop the driver again, but they probably quite like a project like that because, how do we make a 10-degree driver fly lower or what have you and all that sort of thing. Yeah. So that doesn't cost anything. That would really help. And I even had I blurted out years ago, 3 or 4 years ago now, I said, well, what about no T-peg? So if you played so think about it, as if pros played a golf course at, say, 7,100 yards, which is short for them. Yeah. If you said, boys, no T-pegs this week.
Some people are going to struggle to hit the ball off the floor, driver.
Precise, but if you can, you have an advantage over the guys who can't. It would separate the skill again. So if you're good enough to place it and wallop a driver down there and hit it over 300, good for you. But you roll one over, you roll the turf over it once.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to
you'd be thinking about it. But I guarantee some courses like Hilton Head, they only probably hit driver there. It might be twice on the golf course, maybe 3.
So you've
got
to be skilled then on
3
that course.
times, well, not even 3, 2 or 3 times, man. So a tournament like that, you say, all right, no T-pegs, boys, just place it and go.
That'd be interesting. That definitely would be interesting.
It would be. It's not going to do anybody harm, is it? It's not going to say, oh, I don't like this golf ball. And Langer had a really good. If they roll back the golf ball at Augusta, the old boys can't play it. Yeah. You flat out can't play. I mean, Langer was all head. He had a couple of years ago. Well, he nearly made the cut this year, didn't he? Yeah. A couple of years ago, he did. Yeah. And he said, but I'm hitting metal wood into these par 4s when the guys are hitting 8 irons. He said, you roll the ball back, I can't hit the greens. Yeah. So that would wreck it. So I'm not a fan of the
I don't like it when I mean, tell me your opinion on this. Like, when I see players playing these competitions and they get like 25 under, 30 under, but then you look at Oakmont the other day and it's more like 10 under. I look at that and say, Scotty Scheffler, for example, he can win a tournament with his C game sometimes, but then when you change the conditions, you make it harder, you make it longer, and then you see players, the tournament actually becomes, there's more competition in it. Yeah. But players complain sometimes, it's too hard for this, it's too hard for that. Did they do that back in your day? Because I hear that quite a lot on tour now.
God, we never complained. We didn't have enough money to play for to complain. Of course we complained, yeah. What are you trying to say? I'm not with you on your question.
I mean, I'm just saying that I don't think any winner of a golf competition in today's game should be 25 under. I look at that and I say that must be easy for you if you're shooting 25 under.
Unfortunately,
that should make the courses more difficult.
Well, sometimes you can't, and especially when the weather changes. If a golf course goes soft, doesn't matter how great it is.
Yeah.
That happened at Medina a couple of years ago. Because Medina in my day was like 1 under won it.
Yeah.
And then they had soft greens, and because they hit it so far, they had 24 under winning it. It's the only last defence is firm greens. If you when they played in Australia, which obviously they get very hot summers there, and the sandbelt golf courses. Then whether the holes are 2-iron and a wedge, it's still fantastically difficult because you can't stop the golf ball. The thing runs forever, and you've got to be in the right place. So you somehow got to keep the greens firm. That's the secret to a tough golf course.
So my last question, I always ask people on our podcast: in today's game, a 4-ball for you, or in any player, any walk of life, who would be your chosen 4-ball characters?
So 4, well, if I got the golf, I'd go with obviously Hogan. I never played with Hogan. I'd probably do Trevino, Jack, I mean, that would be me to make the 4. But if I could have one more, I'd do Sam Snead.
Where do you think you would place in that?
5th. So that would be a hell of a skins game to play against those guys, wouldn't it? That would have been unbelievable.
What's the most expensive private match you've ever had with some of your friends?
20 quid.
For real?
I took.
So it's bragging rights.
20, and I took it off Jack Nicklaus.
So who would be your 4
How
today
about
then?
that? And I was an idiot because I won 20 quid off Jack in 1980.
Did you keep it?
Well, I should have, shouldn't I?
You should have got
him to sign it.
And everything, yeah.
Yeah, we played a hilarious match. It was me and Andy North versus Jack Nicklaus and Tom Watson, right, at Muirfield way back, 1980. Yeah. And so the funny bit of the story was, we're out there playing a lovely summer's day in Scotland. After a few holes, Andy North says, "Who wants an ice cream?" I said, "Yeah, I'll have an ice," because we went off and got 99. So we all had a 99. A couple of holes later, it was slow. I said, "Well, who wants an ice cream?" So I buy the ice creams, right? Yeah. And then we go again. Not sure. I think we might have gone 3. Jack bought. And then we said, right, Watson, buy ice cream. He said, well, I don't want one now. So Andy North used to went in his wallet and went and bought the ice creams and put the change back in his wallet. So that was quite famous to have. And I won 20 quid off Jack, and then I played with him the first 2 days in the Open. And he walked on the tee and gave me 20 quid. How about that? I should have said
that. Sign that, please. Put that in your pocket. It's gold.
Yeah.
And so my final question for today. Thank you for coming to speak to me. To be honest, but
I didn't come to speak to you. I came to speak to these people.
You don't like me much. You don't like me. I don't know what it is. Because I'm a footballer, I think, or ex-footballer. I'm an old boy now.
Yeah.
But if you
what position did you play? You're back, weren't you?
Forward.
No, forward.
Forward, yeah.
How far forward did you ever get? Across the line? Did you get up halfway line?
I'm calling HR on him. I swear he's bullying me. This is mental abuse.
Did you ever try and score from outside the box?
I'll tell you what, there was one day.
You scored?
No, I was a scorer of great goals. I didn't score a lot, but great goals.
You scored great ones.
Yeah, I scored great goals. Yeah, okay. I scored some great ones.
You got it on video to prove it.
I have actually.
Good man.
Yeah,
okay.
I'll show you afterwards if you want. But I was going to say that if you are giving advice to a kid today, who would you say go and watch? It doesn't have to be the best golfer, but the most technically sound.
No, that's a good question. The kids today it's a couple of things. One, discipline's really important, isn't it? Our game is really disciplined, and that's somewhat. A lot of kids lose because our game is tough to get past, breaking the ice, say, before you can get it, launch it and get going. So it's learning the discipline that's very important. And our fundamentals, which I'm drumming again now, are really, really important. They stack up, as I say. Whether you're an absolute beginner or the best in the world, Look at Scotty Scheffler grinding on his grip, right?
Yeah.
So it's fundamental. So you've got to learn your fundamentals. It's more that a lot of kids now will grab it, I'll give it a go, and they do anything, try anything, and it's like, oh, hang on a minute, it's rein you in. It's really if you want to keep improving, because you'll get, you've got to get everything right, and then you can actually keep improving. If you grip it like this and swing it like that, you'll reach a level when that's it, then you'll hate the game. Yeah. So I'm very pro pushing, especially kids, learn your fundamentals, and then promise you'll keep improving a little bit.
So who would you say look at then, player today?
Actually, the worst thing about some as pros are that's unbelievably talented hand and eye coordination, and you can get away with anything. So, but as I said, the most obvious, look at Scotty, what he does with the grip. You look at some great classic swings, Adam Scott, all sorts
his legs,
of people.
man, the way.
But his feet move,
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't it unbelievable? He's world #1, and I would not recommend you copy his swing.
You'll break your ankles.
Isn't that? Yeah, you break your ankles, and this arm rotates like this, and the grip doesn't, wrists don't set. I mean, weird. He's incredibly talented. Incredibly got incredible hands, feel, visual, very visual. Our game's really important. You've got to see it, got to translate that. You've got to be able to learn to feel it. He's got to have that mental strength. We talked about.
Well, Sir Nick, thank you very much for joining us. It was a
well
pleasure,
done,
as
friend.
always.
Yeah, cool.
Thank you very much.
Cool.
That was so good. Can we show you some goals?
Yeah, prove it.
I will as well. I'm going to prove it to you now.